Was that another Sebastian? And on the other side, there is a pain in the body that seems so scary. The mind is so convincing, making me follow the thoughts that seem urgent. Yeah. So just then, this is when I say go to the body, like rest your attention on that fear. It will pass. It's that fear which keeps the mind running, keeps the person running. And they're kind of like, they go together, because as soon as identification happens, there is the initial emotional reaction of fear, because suddenly you're in relationship with this world. And then there's also the initial emotional reaction of lack, that you've lost wholeness, that you've been abandoned by God, that you've been abandoned by something free. So then those are the two strong emotions that arise, and then the seeker sees that as a bad thing. It's not even conscious, but it tries to avoid those. So it's like it feels the abandonment and the loneliness and the fear, so then it tries to find safety. It's not that it's bad or wrong or thinks about it consciously. The body just goes because it has these strong impulses, but they're false impulses. That wasn't true. It was an illusion that there was someone in here. And then it spends its whole life trying to find safety, trying to find the end of fear. And in a way, it perpetuates it by the perpetual running from it. There was a lot of there. It's okay. Underneath that fear and surrounding that fear is your essence, is the amness. You are that amness, which is totally free. You never needed to go out of yourself in order to find the freedom. But the fear covers the amness, and then the person runs like layers. And it runs in such weird stories, so it thinks that to get rid of that fear, it needs to be more powerful than its partner. And if it's more powerful than its partner, it won't feel vulnerable. So then it's always playing power games on its partner, whatever it is. So many bizarre things it does. And I mean, the human is a manipulator, it is a player, it's an animal, like Khaleesi's a player, so there's that natural tendency that's always going to be there, that's manipulative and plays and tries to get the last piece of the cake, or tries to get somebody to help without paying whatever it is, or tries to get more money. But it's the suffering really comes when you see yourself as finding happiness in that game, whereas that game just happens here. It doesn't complete me in any way, it's just a functioning that happens. It's okay to type, yes. I'm just going to talk to Sasha in a minute, but these people, I just write this in. Yes, what I want most is to feel no fear and anxiety. It's weird. I do seem to want my mask ripped off, even if it's painful, because I do seem to realise that it's my mask and self-delusions that create so much fear and anxiety. Yeah. Yeah. And so see that you want to not feel the fear and anxiety, and then so the seeker to empower itself says, I want enlightenment. And it's not even aware of what it's doing. I want enlightenment, I want freedom. And it puts it in the positive, and then that gives a boost, which is okay, but I'm just trying to show the levels of that illusion. There's nothing wrong with it, but it will just stop running. It will stop trying to be somebody. I even sense an utter terror underneath, and when I sense the edge of that, I have an image of a child weeping deeply, unconsolably. Yeah. 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 It really is a world of suffering, the human realm. And most people are in that world of suffering, but they try to make their life work. They live on the edge, always trying and believing it's their responsibility to make their life work. So they're so pumped up in adrenaline that they're very unconscious about a lot of things. But if you actually ask them to feel the sensations they're feeling, a lot of people feel tight, uncomfortable. The number one drug prescribed, when I was living in Australia, I don't know about the UK, so I can't say that, but in Australia, the number one drug over birth control pill was antidepressant. So, yeah. Okay,